Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Curly K Glam, and I'm here today to give you a review of episode 2, season 5, episode 2 of Grownish. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little underwhelmed with this episode. Junior is now starting to take Zoe's place with narrating. Zoe was not in this episode. They did make notice of her presence though by texting Aaron. I don't know how I feel about Zoe being long distance and not being present, but then Aaron and Doug still have a major part of the show. They're still a major part of the show. So it's a little weird. But yeah, the things are going from Junior's perspective. I always thought Junior was an interesting character. So I wasn't mad at the fact that he was narrating the episode. But this episode dealt with Greek life, and I felt like it was kind of soon to be talking about green life. Green life. I thought it was kind of soon to be talking about Greek life, seeing as though he just got to school. I know that they have like clubs and everything, like when you do first get to school, because I remember doing that. Like when I first got to school, I would walk around campus to see what kind of activities, extracurricular activities that the school did offer, like clubs and stuff. And so I was totally there when Zeke and Annika was telling Junior like he needs to be involved in something, he needs to find something that interests him. He has to make the most out of his college experience, which I do feel is valid. Them people pulling up on Junior and putting the bag over his head and throwing him in the van. No, that seemed a little unrealistic. Even I went to PWI and that didn't happen. So, no, ma'am. That's not cute. That's not cute. That's not cute. But the fact that they refer to it as a secret society, that's weird. Because, like, no, that doesn't even sound presentable. Like, I know some people do consider fraternities and sororities a secret society, but still calling it that on network television is just weird. Like I'm like, no. Annika reading Junior about him being the token or the safe choice to be picked, that's something that is typically true when people scout you out. Especially like when schools, just like how, for example, the whole thing with Aaron and the school using his face to market toward black people. I felt like that was crazy. Yes, you go to a PWI, and yes, your PWI wants to make themselves look diverse, but to use people of color strictly on a commercial and then having a banner across the TV screen and buses and stuff talking about black educators matter or black education matters, it's giving catfish. Like nobody has that kind of, no institution has that kind of agenda. You know what I'm saying? People tend to go where the money resides. And I know in order for them to receive money and specific funding, they have to make it appear that they're looking for diversity, but typically that's not the case. Like, and it's weird because yes, you want institutions to be inclusive, but to try to market and make it look like basically Caillou was trying to clean up what happened when Aaron stood up for the whole prison situation. And basically they were saying that they want diversity and inclusion, but Caillou was receiving money or giving money to private prisons that imprison majority of people of color. So that's the conflict of interest. You can't say one thing and then be doing something else. And that's how a lot of corporations in this country, or in fact in the world, is. So crazy. Then and Annika is just trying to find her place in school, and so she's branching out, and she's not afraid. I'm not gonna say she's a daredevil, but she's not afraid to put herself out there. She's not afraid to go for what she wants. Just like she was signing up for SGA, and the girl was like, as a freshman. Yes, as a freshman, you got freshman government. You got people who are involved in what's going on campus. That's how you change the environment. It doesn't matter what year you are. I mean, like, she could start from the ground up, just starting with the freshman class. She ain't got to be president of the whole school just yet, but that could be something that she worked toward. Even if she want to achieve that before she becomes a senior or a junior, she can very well go for that, aim for that as an underclassman. Especially if nobody want to do it. I mean, like, what's the harm in that? Junior seems to have a slight bit of identity crisis because what Annika said it was playing in his mind about him being chosen. And then for Kyle to walk up to him, I was just like, no. Kyle was the selling point. They're trying to market the junior. And of course, they used somebody of color, Kyle, which was another token. And he was acting a little bit like an uncle, you know. He was acting a little bit like an uncle. And I was just like, no, Junior, don't fall for that. That's a trap. They're just trying to make it seem like they're inclusive. They send somebody of color over here to sway you. But then when he told Junior Annika wasn't their type, or if Junior probably was, I don't know if he told Junior that she was ghetto, or Junior fantasized about him calling ghetto, or he really called Annika ghetto. I was just like, y'all don't want her because she's ghetto. But then at the end of the episode, you was in her room. Was that not Kyle? Because I could have sworn that was Kyle. Like, she ghetto, but you in her room. And then she falling into the trap. Women, ladies. At school. I know we at school, not for a long time, but for a good time. But do not fall into the men traps, because you will be all over campus in a very dark place messing with these guys who got these ulterior motives. I know people always say they want to have fun, but sometimes a little bit of that pleasure and fun that you think you having leads you down the road of destruction. So avoid all costs. And don't say, oh, let me learn my lesson. Some lessons just ain't worth learning. They just not. Like, putting yourself through mental anguish and despair is not worth it. Especially with dudes you ain't even gonna be involved with once school is over. Like, please. But yeah, I feel like this episode was kind of light. Doug was very much into his Fortune 500 company, and Doug thought that he was taking the opportunity to show what he offered, and he misstepped, and it ended up costing him his job. A lot of people do that, and a lot of people get these internships or get these entry-level jobs where they think they just want to get their foot in the door to show the company where they work, to see how much of an asset they are. And sometimes they just move too fast instead of just going with the flow. I feel like, the girl trusted Doug, but I feel like eventually, like, him misstepping showed her that she couldn't trust him. But I felt like Doug had good intentions. And right now with Aaron, I just feel like Aaron is just in a place of question. Yes, he feel like Cal-U was where he was at. And did he feel like he outgrew Cal-U for a moment? Yes. But all in all, I feel like Aaron is second guessing his choice to come back to Cal-U because Cal-U didn't change. He felt like Cal-U was offering change, and that's not exactly what happened. Like, and where's Charlie at? How Charlie just disappeared? Charlie could have stayed on the show. We keep getting all these different deans. That dean don't care nothing about what Aaron got to say. Like, people just try to make it seem like they care about what you got to say. They don't care about what you got to say. They just there to meet their quota. Period. And Aaron is learning fast in the corporate world. Don't put yourself in a predicament to be another number. You got to make sure your steps is gotta make sure your steps is ordered, okay? You gotta make sure that's the place that you supposed to be, where you destined to be, not where you create your path to be at. Because where you destined to be and where you try to create your path to be at, sometimes that conflicts. Sometimes where you think you're supposed to be at is not where you're supposed to be at. So you busy trying to make this way, and it's like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. I mean, I know sometimes there will be times where you got to put up a good fight, but then sometimes you're creating the fight. So, I don't know. I just feeling like before they end the first half of season 5, because you know they're going to give us season 5 in 2 pieces. Before the end of the first half of season 5, I feel like Aaron not going to be a Caillou no more. So, I don't know where this is going. And I feel like they said in Junior up to be with Anika. I feel like it's gonna be like a whole Zoe Aaron chase again. I don't know. I'm just feeling like that. And I didn't realize, but it's only really Junior, Anika. Oh, I forgot that girl name again. Zeke and Slick. And Slick wasn't even in the episode this time. Everybody was in the episode except for Slick. So I'm interested to know what their major is going to be. I guess Junior is continuing with marketing. He's going to get his degree in marketing because he mentioned Stevens and Lito today. And then I don't know what Zeke is doing. I don't know what Annika is doing. And I know Junior's roommate is going to be at I feel like Junior's roommate is a pre-med major or something like that, and we don't know it's like. So I'm interested. Like, I feel like we knew all of that in the beginning when the other crew was on Grownish, but we'll see. But yeah, y'all, that's all I had. This episode was like nothing too major, but I'll be back next week with episode 3. Hopefully things start to turn and get interesting. But yeah, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CurlyKGlam, and follow me on TikTok at curly.k919, and I'll be back with more videos. Deuces.